Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. We're once again at the legendary Sardi's, and my guest wears lots of hats, including award-winning playwright, drag legend, actor, and raconteur. Please welcome Charles Busch. First of all, it is great catching up with you here at the legendary Sardi's.
Yes, it's always thrilling being here.
Yeah, I love this floor. Listen, tell me what's happening on Monday evening, November 18th.
It's kind of wild. I never thought this would happen. I got a call from Linda Lavin, and that's always nice and special.
Yeah.
And she had this idea that she wanted to do a big Actors Fund benefit reading of The Tale of the Allergist's Wife, which is a play that I wrote that she starred in 20 years ago. It would be the 20th anniversary since we first did it at Manhattan Theatre Club, and then it moved to Broadway 6 months later, something very quick. So when she first mentioned it, I thought, well, you look fabulous. You could just play your part. You're perfect. Maybe she'll do a whole run, you know. and then she sprang at me that, no, the idea was that I should play her part, and that she should play the role of the mother that was originally played by Charles Burnheim, who's no longer with us.
Yeah.
I thought, really? And I really did try to kind of convince her that there's no reason why you couldn't play this part again. But she likes this idea, and I don't think she likes working that hard. So it's a huge part. I don't know how she did it the first time around. Now I realize that she just never stops talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it all memorized? I know you wrote it, but okay.
No.
So I'd love to talk to
not
playwrights.
Not a word. But I have her line readings memorized.
Okay.
Linda's gonna find it very odd that it's like acting with herself. It's gonna be very weird. It's like dueling Linda's.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote the play for her.
Yeah.
And I wrote it with her line readings in my mind, and then when she did it exactly as I heard it. So I think it would be rather perverse of me to then just try to read the lines wrong to make it my own. It is my own. I wrote it, but it's. I hope, I strive to be able to evoke what I loved about her performance, but filtered through my own, I don't know, whatever it is, sensibility.
Yeah, persona.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Take it, persona.
I like that word.
Fabulous. Getting back together again with the original cast. I mean, how exciting. Have you been in rehearsal yet?
No, I don't know if I should say this, but we have one rehearsal.
That's how it works.
There's
Okay.
benefits. That's what you're lucky to get the one rehearsal. Yeah, but we have everybody back. We've got Michele Lee and Tony Roberts and Anil Kumar. And Lynne Meadow, who's the original director, is putting together the event. And Ann Roth is helping with the wardrobe, who's the original costume designer. And that's very exciting for me to actually work with Ann as an actor, not just as the playwright.
Yeah. So is the rehearsal that day or the day before?
No, it is the day before.
Okay.
So we actually had two rehearsals, because I think, although Linda kind of made it clear, and I was glad that the day of, we don't want to wear ourselves out too much. Yeah. It's a big play.
Oh, it's a huge play.
Lots of emotion. They're all just crying. All the characters are just shrieking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it part reading? Is it staged? What can you tell us?
It's going to be a reading in sort of concert wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you picked your outfit?
Well, I'm seeing Ann Roth tomorrow, so we'll see. I have the wig. Yeah.
That is going to be really exciting, like you said, to actually go for a fitting with the legendary costume designer, Ann Roth.
Oh, she's the most fascinating woman.
Yeah.
I loved working with her 20 years ago with the original production. I've never really worked with a costume designer like her. She's kind of a sociologist. Yeah. The way she analyzes a character and their behavior, and how that would then sort of turn into what they wear. Yeah. And it's all become sort of natural. Of course you would wear this because of this, because of this, because of that. I've never really seen that before.
Well, you will tomorrow when you go for your fitting, which will be very exciting.
I'm starving for my art, darling. Rav.
What big, fabulous memory has with returning to this one-nighter? And there must be so many wonderful memories from the original production. Would you share one?
Well, it was very strange about the opening night. First of all, I had never, ever thought I was going to have a play open on Broadway. I'd had a perfectly fine career for many years as the leading lady of my off-Broadway comedies, and it was a shock to me that I had a play opening at the Ethel Barrymore Theatre. And the opening night was terribly exciting, you know, with the Broadway opening night and great reviews, and the party just kind of went on and on. And the next morning, I had to go to prison at 6 o'clock because I was a regular on the TV series Oz, which just shot a few blocks away from where I live. And so I got about 3 hours sleep and then trudged up to the studio to get into my cell on death row. And that's the scene we were doing. I had nothing to do except just lie on my cot while the stars of the show were having their scene in front of me. So I got in the cell, and of course nobody in that show was following the Broadway season, and you know, they didn't know they just thought I was, you know, a killer, you know. And so I laid down on my sofa, my huge night, you know, closed my eyes, and a little bit later somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You can go now. We shot the scene." I fell asleep the whole thing. That was my opening night on Broadway.
Reminiscing about the night before, right?
Well, just, yes, and sleeping, just dreaming of how, it was just the most thrilling thing. And I'll never forget the day that the marquee went up at the Barrymore Theatre, and it was pouring rain, just torrential rain. But, you know, it was so thrilling, and I stood, you know, getting drenched on the right side of the marquee, the left side of the marquee, in front of the marquee, and I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it was happening.
Well, you have a brand new play happening in January. What can you tell us?
Yeah, no, I'm going to sound very saccharine here. Everything's so wonderful. I'm the first one to roll my eyes. This new play of mine is my favorite part I've ever played. And if I heard somebody else say it, I'd you know, give it a break. No, it's this play called The Confession of Lily Dare. And I hesitate to say try it out. We did it almost 2 years ago at Theatre for the New City, which is a very kind of funky downtown space in the East Village, where I've had a relationship for about 40 years. And we put on these plays down there just for fun, and don't invite any critics, and just, you know, we do it 24 times, and that's fine with me. And people keep saying, "Oh, it's a workshop." No, I said, "No, that's it. We did it. We took the pictures. That was it." But this one, I just loved playing it so much that when Primary Stages asked me if I would be a part of their 35th anniversary season, I said I'd love to, and would love to do Lily Dare, and they liked the play, and so we got the whole cast, the whole production from Theatre for the New City. We're doing it at the Cherry Lane, which is another very romantic theater. Wouldn't you say it's the quintessential off-Broadway theater?
One of my all-time favorites, it totally is,
Yeah.
Good for you, so that's January.
January to March, yeah.
All right, and tickets for Monday, November 18th, if there's anything left, they can go to the actorsfund.org, I think, to look for tickets for this, right?
Best way, yes.
So finally, what are you looking forward to the most about that Monday night for Allergist's Wife?
Wow, what an interesting question. I think well, I mean, the play got such wonderful laughter, and I remember sitting there at the first preview, and this was so new to me, you know, and I never even fantasized about having a play on Broadway. I really didn't. You know, I just liked where I was. But I remember sitting there, and we were sold out in previews because there was a lot of buzz. And the only seat that they could find for me as the author was in the sort of obscured seat in the box right by the stage and the balcony. And I sat there, and I could see the stage, but I could see the whole orchestra and the whole balcony. And I felt so vulnerable, and I felt, I couldn't believe that 1,200 people were all laughing at the same thing, that I never thought I could please them like that. And I'm looking forward to, hope, to get those laughs again.
Oh, you'll get those laughs and some.